Hello there, guys.
Hi.
Long time no speak.
Yes.
It's the 29th of January today, and it's 2020. It's probably a bit late, but Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
Okay, so I did post a video last week. What did I post last week?
It was 2019 memories.
Yeah, 2019 in review.
Yeah,
it was just something my iPhone sort of put together. It just went through all the photos and videos, just threw a video together, and put some music to it, and we loved it so much.
We did.
We decided to post it, so hope you enjoyed. Yeah, so okay, so got quite a little bit to get through, hence made some notes on my phone. Got a few little points actually. But before we sort of get started, I'd just like to ask you, if you're new to our channel and you're enjoying our videos, the wife and I, would be very grateful if you'd hit that subscribe button. Be very grateful, thank you. And don't forget to ting the bell notification. That's usually your line. You should say that.
I know, but I'm letting you do it. I'm letting you feel important.
Thank you, dear. That's very kind of you. So if you ting that bell notification, you'll be notified when we do actually release a new video. Thank you very much. And if you enjoyed the video, thumbs up would be very good. And obviously, if you don't like the video, you can hit the thumbs down as well. That's fine by me. Mm-hmm. Okay, so got quite a lot to get through. Quite earlier on, when's this letter dated? The first thing I'm going to talk about is, as a lot of you may well know, in a couple of videos ago, I went for a Visual Evoked Potential eye test. There's a video about it, in fact, I'll post a link to that video just above, so you can watch that if you want to. So I've had the results of the Visual Evoked Potential tests, and I've also had some results of some blood tests as well. A little while ago. This letter is dated, I have no idea. End of December.
Oh.
End of December last year. So I, just in summary, I was diagnosed with MS in 2013, and recently, this last 12 months, since certainly the beginning of sort of last year, I have been going through the process of being re-diagnosed with a different autoimmune disease called neuromyelitis optica spectrum disorder. It's not absolutely confirmed, but that's what they pretty much think it is.
They're leaning towards that.
Yes, that's right. So I've had the Visual Evoked Potentials, which I'm going to put a link to, the results of that. Mr. Bradley underwent a visual electrophysiological study on the 18th of December, which shows evidence of a significant right optic nerve dysfunction. So there's definitely something wrong with I had a cold virus in March 2019, and that's when I developed this strange condition with my eye. So it would appear that the cold triggered my immune system. My immune system kicked in, and it got rid of the cold, but it also damaged my good tissue in my optic nerve, and I'm now left with like a rather dodgy eye. So that's the first thing we want to just cover. I've also had some blood tests which they run for this neuromyelitis optica. Neuromyelitis optica is just it's another autoimmune disease, a little bit like MS, different kind of thing, but it's in the way my doctor describes it is he says it's in the same camp, didn't he?
Yeah, under the same umbrella.
Same sort of umbrella.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So but neuromyelitis optica affects mainly people in the spinal cord, so sort of lower half of the body like me, walking problems, and the optic nerves in the eyes. So so the diagnosis that's coming through on my letters is neuroinflammation, probable seronegative neuromyelitis optica spectrum disorder. And when they talk about seronegative means all my scans are coming back clear.
Yeah.
So my brain MRI scans are coming back clear. There's no sign of any activity, lesions, no sign of any brain activity. What are you laughing at? There's plenty of brain activity.
You make me laugh, you do.
I think you need to go. Come on,
Get lost.
At me. So yeah, there's plenty of brain activity, but no activity, no sort of nasty stuff, no lesions or anything like that. But there's no lesions showing up on my spinal cord either. And also the blood tests, they run two blood tests. Aquaporin 4 is a blood test, that's come back negative, and MOG antibodies. These are things they look for in the blood to confirm a diagnosis of neuromyelitis optica, and they're all negative. So that's why I'm seronegative, but I've got all the clinical signs.
You're unique.
Yes, I'm challenging. I've got all the clinical signs of neuromyelitis optica, the eye, the walking difficulties, all that sort of stuff. So, okay. Also, I'm reading. Okay, so...
just talk amongst yourselves while he's using the bit of brain he's got.
Just watch it, you. Okay, so the other thing I just want to mention is I'm on an immunosuppressant now called Azathioprine, and that's starting to work now because my lymphocytes are low. They're just saying in the letter they're low. On the 24th, was it Friday?
Yes.
Last Friday, 24th of January, I had a follow-up with my consultant at Royal Derby Hospital. So, rewinding slightly to the 11th of November, I was the worst I've ever been.
Yes.
On the 11th of November, Teresa was pushing me in a wheelchair to my appointments. I absolutely just could not walk more than a few feet. It was impossible to get to the car, to my appointments. Everything was just becoming very difficult, wasn't it, darling? I was treated immediately the next day after seeing my consultant on the 11th of November. I was treated immediately the next day. Sorry about that.
The train just coming in.
That was my phone. It was an email. So I was treated immediately the next day with IV steroids on the 12th, 13th and 14th. And I responded very, very quickly to that. Very quickly. As I always do. Also on that first consultant visit back in November last year, I was put on I had the IV steroids, but my consultant also did something she'd never done before, probably because she realised how bad I was. Yeah. She put me on, I'll actually just read you what medication I'm on at the moment. She put me on 40 milligrams of prednisolone tablets. So that's 8 tablets, 5 milligram tablets I have to take every morning. And because some of you might think, well, why is it 8 tablets? It's because eventually I will have to wean myself off them.
They're steroids, aren't they?
They're steroids, yeah, prednisolone steroids. And I have to wean myself off them very, very slowly. So you have to do a tablet at a time. That's why they're 5 milligrams. So 40 milligrams of those. I'm also on lansoprazole, 30 milligrams. That is a stomach protector. This is all because of the oral steroids. I'm on once a week something called eladronic acid. That is a bone protector. And as far as I know, I've not done a lot of research on that, but as far as I know, the eladronic acid draws out calcium from your blood and puts it back into your bones, because the steroids long term can make you have brittle bones. That's my kind of understanding, and I've only done like a bit of brief research on that. And I'm also I've recently just been put on something called Accrete D3, and that is like a little tablet that it's vitamin D3, but it also puts calcium back into your blood because the hyaluronic acid draws the calcium out of your blood to put into your bones. So you've got to put the calcium back into your blood with something else.
Yeah.
I mean, I have never ever been a fan of taking tablets.
No.
Ever.
No.
And I'm just absolutely blown away with how much medication I have to take now, but I am feeling better.
I was going to say, you're seeing the benefits of the medication now.
Yeah, I do have. I'm having a good day today, aren't I?
Yes, you've had a few bad days, but today's good.
But yesterday was a bad day. Lots of pain in my back.
Yes.
It's almost like someone's putting knives into my back. On Friday, which is the Friday just gone, 24th of January, is it 24th?
Yes, 24th.
I had an appointment with my consultant. So this would have been approximately 10 weeks since I was put on all my medication in November. So that was about 12:30, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. So I'm just looking at my notes. Yep, so we arrived in plenty of time. She was running an hour behind.
Yeah.
About an hour behind. It was just a lot of sitting around. And it went really, really well.
Yes,
didn't
better than we expected.
Yes. Yeah, it went really, really well. Sometimes my consultant is, I'd say she's a little bit hard to talk to, and the communication's a little bit...
She seems a little bit standoffish sometimes.
Yeah, but now... She was brilliant that day, wasn't she? It's almost like she's getting to know us a little bit.
Yeah.
And I used to only see her once a year, and now we're seeing a bit more regularly, aren't we? So she's getting to know me and both of us a little bit better now.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, so pretty much one of the first things she asked us is how I was. And so I explained to her that I was feeling much better. Obviously, the first time we went, back in November, I was in a wheelchair because I could hardly mobilise at all. This time, I'd just got my walking stick and the wife, and she asked me how far I'd walked, and we'd walked from the cafe to the actual...
Yeah, we'd walked from the car to the cafe.
Yeah, which is only a short distance, but then the cafe to the consultant, she said that's about 500 metres, and she asked how long did that take me, and I said approximately 6 to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you sit down on the way, she said? No, I didn't. So, I mean, obviously when I arrived at the consultant, I was tired, my muscles weaken. The muscles around my knees and my hips and my back, they all weaken, and it's like I start to flag.
And he gets back collapse.
Yeah, back collapse. But I did it.
You did?
I did it.
Oh, proud of you. Yeah.
That was actually because we were running late.
Yeah.
It was something like 12:27, and we were only halfway there, and we'd kind of left it a bit late, haven't we? So
yeah, I should have put you on some roller skates and pulled you along.
I'd like to see that. I explained to my consultant, she asked me, how quickly did I improve after having the IV steroids? And I says, well, this is the trend with me. When I have IV steroids, I tend to improve almost immediately.
Yeah.
Don't I? And
yeah.
And I notice it with lots of little things. It was the balance to start with, and tiny little bit of strength in my back.
Yeah.
Something simple like standing up from the settee and just walking in the kitchen, and as soon as I stand up from the settee, I'll wobble, and I'll need to collapse onto something to get my balance or reach for the nearest thing, and that wasn't happening now. So I explained that to her, and she says, has there been any more improvement since to sort of how I am now? And I said, no, I've plateaued at the moment. I don't feel I'm improving anymore.
No.
I'm reasonable, but I'm not. I have some bad days, but I don't feel I'm getting any better now either.
No.
I'm on a drug called Azathioprine, which is an immunosuppressant. And believe it or not, I started taking this back in November, and it's still not fully effective in my system yet because I have to titrate the drug upwards. So the first 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right, you lost me.
That's right, dear. So the first 2 weeks I have to take 150 milligram a day, then 250 milligrams for the next 2 weeks, and then so it takes 4 weeks to titrate the drug. That's the medical term.
All right.
Titrate. So on the 10th of December, I was on the maintenance dose, which is 3 tablets a day, 150. So it takes 3 months from the 10th of December for the drug to be fully effective and my immune system to be whacked.
Yes.
Basically. And so we're talking, what, December, January, February? We're talking 10th of March.
Yeah.
So I've got my next appointment to see my consultant is April the 3rd. Until then, I've got to continue on the prednisolone, steroids, and all the protector tablets as well. The consultant did one of those neuro exams on me. The sort of thing, you're probably very familiar with the drill. The nose to the finger, nose to the finger, they test all your limbs and things. And I all the problems with my lower limbs, my legs and things, and all that was much improved.
Yeah, she was really amazed.
Yeah, she tested my eye as well. My eye wasn't too bad. My vision's not quite sharp in my right eye, but it comes and goes and it's very blurry
but you
sometimes.
still can see the very low line on the, the eye test thing.
Yeah, I can, but I wouldn't be able to if I'd just had my dinner.
No.
Because dinner generates digestion, which generates heat in your body, which makes Uthoff's phenomenon kick in. I'll put a link to the video, some videos I've got about Uthoff's if you're not familiar with that. So one of the things that are quite significant that she mentioned is she was testing the power in my legs. So if you can imagine me laying on the couch thing, whatever it is, and I've got my knees up, and she's standing at the bottom, and she's got her hand round my ankle, and she's going to pull my ankle towards her, and I've got to resist it and pull my leg the other way. And she said, "You're pretty much at full power," I would say, full power. So I was quite chuffed with that. Quite chuffed with that. In summary, much improved.
Yes.
I ain't going to be going running round anytime soon, or
no, but compared with how you were when you saw her last.
Yeah, well, I was in a wheelchair, wasn't I?
Yeah, and it was like she was so shocked to see you so bad, and then she was amazed at how good you looked compared with when you was at your worst.
Yeah. Apparently my face is a bit bigger now.
No, you look really nice. Your face, because you look gaunt and like skeletal before. But no, a nice skeletal. But
did you hear that? Gaunt and skeletal, my wife just said.
Yes, but now you got your cheeks back.
Yeah. That's the steroids though, because I haven't. In fact, that's the other thing actually. I am eating more. I am, aren't I? In fact, we've just had a Tesco full English this morning.
Not me. You.
Well, you have porridge and toast, don't you, darling?
Yes, I had porridge.
You're not that fussed on the full English.
No.
No, it's not your thing, is it?
No.
But I really look forward to it, and it's very nice actually. And I've actually increased that to twice a week now, and I haven't eaten. I know steroids make you hungry, but I'm trying to be disciplined as well, because I know steroids can increase your blood sugar and stuff like that, and you have to be careful. And I'm not eating any sweet chocolatey stuff or anything like that.
No, you're being really good.
But I'm eating a lot, but I'm not gaining weight. In fact, I'm still losing it. But that is the azathioprine as well, I think. It's a balancing thing all the time. The slightly bigger, chunkier face, now that I'm skeletal and gaunt is the word you use, dear?
You know I love you.
I do know you love me. I love you too. I might have to cut that bit because it's soppy. Anyway, that's due to the steroids, because steroids move fatten cells around the body and things, and they give you a bit of a bigger face and stuff like that. It's a bit weird. So that's why it's not due to eating more, even though I am eating more. It's just due to medication. That's it, really. So I'm kind of predicting that when I am going to, when I see my consultant again on the 3rd of April, she's going to start weaning me off the steroids. So
yes,
I'm probably going to go back to gaunt and skeletal. So she'll be calling me names again. I'll think something to call you.
Yeah, apart from beautiful and gorgeous.
I'll do that anyway.
I know.
Right.
You did ask the question that was worrying you. You was concerned what happens when you start going downhill again. Because you know it's not if, it's when. As
a rule, it is if and when, but I've never been on Azathioprine, I've never been on prednisolone. So these are things that are really kind of key in my treatment. Are you with me? It's like the IV steroids pick me up.
Yeah.
They make me better, give me some mobility back, and then I go uphill a little bit and I plateau, right? And what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep me on that plateau.
Yeah.
So that's where the azathioprine kind of comes in.
Yeah.
And hopefully keeps me going.
Yeah.
The azathioprine is a powerful immunosuppressant, and by suppressing the immune system also reduces inflammation. Because this is something I wanted to say as well. Clearly I have, well, they call it in the letter, they say it in the letter, neuroinflammation. So I have proved to myself just lately that I can get better.
Yeah.
Or I can get to a certain point where I've got a bit more quality of life quality of life back, and which tells me that I've not quite got so much damage. You know, my body's not damaged to the point it can't get better.
That's very important,
very
actually,
key.
because when you're at a bad spot and you're going downhill, you just think that there's no way out. It's only down.
That's absolutely spot on, darling.
And this shows you that you can raise yourself up.
Yeah, that's actually very, very key, because when I'm really, really bad and at my lowest, just exactly what you say, I just think that's it. I just think I'm confined to these four walls. I'm not going to be able to drive. I can't hardly walk. I can't get down the garden to feed the birds, one of the most favourite things I love doing every day. And then that's when you know the depression starts to kick in, to be honest. We asked a really, really key question. This is one of the questions we really wanted to remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was, if it's the only thing we remembered, this was the question.
Yeah.
When I have IV steroids, I get better, I plateau, and then I go downhill big time. And I wanted to ask my consultant, what happens now if that happens again? And she answered, you know, as soon as I go downhill, what do I do? Because it was getting really bad, wasn't it?
You didn't want to leave it till it was like you'd reached the point of no return.
Yeah, because in the past, I feel like when they think I've got MS, in the past I've had to like contact my MS nurse, and don't get me wrong, my MS nurse has been brilliant. She's relayed all the information I wanted to, but I feel sometimes I've got a fight on my hands to get steroid treatment. Here's me feeling awful, can't walk, can't do anything, quality of life going lower and lower every day, getting more and more fed up, and I know, we know that if I have IV steroids, I will get better. Do you know what I mean? I know you can't have IV steroids all the time. I know they cause osteoporosis, but NICE, which is the National Institute for Clinical Excellence, God knows how I remembered that. But I think that's a UK thing. They say you can have IV steroids safely up to 3 times a year. And that would, like, even 2 times a year, it'd keep me going.
Yeah, a top up.
they say if you have these, you know, the steroids, the trend with me, Neil gets bad, steroids gets much better, plateaus, starts going, and it's like, I was left for 13 months last time. That's why I was so bad.
Yeah.
And so I feel I've got a fight on my hands sometimes when I go through my MS nurse. I just don't feel, how can I put this? Because to be quite honest, she's been absolutely brilliant most of the time, but she has to ask the consultant, and I just sometimes feel to get steroids, it's a fight on my hands. That's what I'm trying to say. And
you are trying to get over the point of you were at your worst.
I know that I was in regular contact with the hospital, and I was with the MS nurse. I was with email and telephone, and I was saying I need steroids. It's like I knew what I needed because I knew the steroids picked me up, and I just knew. And the thing is, when I had steroids in November, the last time, I proved myself right, because I've never been so good as I am now for about the last 2 years, 18 months.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've just been out this morning. I've walked all around doing shopping and various bits and bobs, and you know,
brilliant.
just generally just feeling a bit better. I've still got a lot of pain. Got a lot of pain in my legs still, and my back feels like someone's stabbing me. But,
it's probably me.
Yeah, probably is. So we've digressed.
So
We asked the question.
what happens?
Now it's not like MS. What do I do if I feel I'm going down and down and downhill? What do I do? And my consultant answered without hesitation immediately. She says, you contact us and we give you steroids.
Yeah.
So I have that what do you call it, ammunition?
You have that, yes.
I can now say, if I ring up, I can say, look, I'm really, really bad. I'm getting worse and worse. And I can say, my consultant says, if this happens, I ring in to get to be booked in for IV steroids. I can say that I'm armed with that now.
Yes, that's it. You're armed with it.
Yeah, so I'm armed with that now.
So that absolutely makes you feel safer in a way.
So, my dear wifey, you want to talk about the final point,
Yes.
which is a little comment you said to the consultant as you was leaving.
Yes, the thing is, I don't want to sound patronising, and I don't want to appear rude, but when you've got somebody that's quite ill at times,
Don't know who she's talking about.
and struggling, sorry,
Who's that then? Don't know.
some div.
I'm not
And
Dave.
and you can see that they're getting at a low point. You know, it's like their mood is getting lower and lower and lower. And when I tried to broach the subject with Neil, he straight away went into defence mode and says, there's nothing wrong with me, I'm fine.
Bear in mind, I don't know what she's talking about.
But clearly,
Yeah.
he was getting depressed and he was getting worse. But he was the one that was suffering it and going through it, so he couldn't see it like I could.
That's just what I was going to say, actually.
Yes.
Because it's only now that I'm feeling a lot better.
That you can understand where I was coming from.
When I look back, God, you know, it's like, blimey, I really was getting... I always try not to be sharp or anything like that, but you know when you just struggle to walk from 4 feet from the kitchen sink to the fridge to get the milk out, you can't even do that. You know, these sort of things have such a psychological effect on you, and a frustration, and the thing is, I never take it out on Teresa, don't get me wrong, but it's just so... I can see now that where I was, the place I was back then.
My point is, it's like this is probably helpful to some people, where you're not being funny and nasty about you know, your other half, your sister, your brother, your mother, whoever, who's got, you know, something that they're suffering with, it's like you have to be more thoughtful, because he took everything to heart. And even if I was just talking general to him, it was like he thought I was having a go.
I'm a sensitive soul.
Yes, and the thing is...
Not all the time.
No. But what I'm saying is, when I said to him, do you think we need to go and see the doctor? Because, you know, you're really not feeling happy at the moment. I really put it nicely. And it was like, there's nothing wrong with me. No. And I just thought, well, I'm not going to go on with the subject because I was going to sort of monitor how he went. I was actually concerned how far he was going, and it's like I couldn't do anything to help him. I was like trying to buy things he liked, and you know, but when somebody is so down, you can't just click your fingers and, you know, they're okay again. It just doesn't work like that.
The only thing I wanted back was my quality of life.
Yeah.
And the only way I was going to get that was a little bit of mobility.
Yeah.
And now I've actually, you know, got
Yeah.
that little bit of mobility back. I mean, I've actually said to you, haven't I? I've said, you know, I'm not bothered about, I can't run on the spot. I can't run up and down the stairs. I can't even get up and down the stairs without holding on. But
Yeah.
I can get up and down the stairs now, and I can get around the house reasonably. And I'm not using the stick to mobilise around the house.
No,
the crutch
no.
up. I'm just furniture holding, and I've got some balance. And, you know, I don't want a lot from life. I'm happy with that. Just
Yeah.
be able to, you know...
Yeah.
You know, that is enough. And it's like... They hold the key to that, don't they?
Yes.
With the medication, the treatment, the steroids.
So, so my point was, don't feel bad and beat yourself up. The person who's suffering isn't aware of how they're speaking, how they're being, and it's like this is when they need you the most. And it's like it can easily be ignored because people not taking it seriously. And it's just one aspect of illness that happens. I was going to say a lot of people don't talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, how many times did I say to you that I feel like I'm just moaning every day? I mean, I mean, I'm always up with the birds, crack of dawn, because I don't sleep very well. And you tend to come down a little bit later, don't you? And Teresa always comes in. I'm usually at the PC, and she'll say, "How are you today?" And I've never got anything back then. Before I got a bit better, I'd never really got anything positive to say, and I felt, you know, I couldn't sleep, and my legs are killing me all night, and I feel like I'm just this miserable old git. You know, with nothing nice to say, and it's not nice for you either, darling. Do you know what I mean? But that is how my illness, my condition, has been making me feel. And
you didn't ask to feel like that.
No, that's right. And slowly, you just slip further and further and further. And you know, it's only till like now I've got some treatment, and I'm feeling a little bit better. You look back,
and
you think, bloody hell, yeah. Oh, excuse me. But you think, you know, blimey, it's like, yeah. I was getting pretty down in the dumps, pretty depressed, but and the thing is, I suppose it would have been quite easy to go on antidepressants, but I'm not on antidepressants, and I really, I don't know. I just feel that's like a game changer, and like. It's beat me then if I have to go on them. You know what I mean?
I know, but the thing is, you cannot rule it out.
No.
Because the thing is, there's all probability that you're going to go down again in the future.
I know.
But we would just work through it.
hopefully not. Hopefully the azathioprine
Yes.
is doing the thing, because that's the
Yes.
variable now that I've not had before. So we're trying.
Yes,
Trying
so
different
don't
things.
try and get rid of me because I'm going nowhere.
I'd never do that, darling.
Yeah.
Never, ever. You are my absolute rock.
Oh, thank you. So I just hope that that will help some people feel that it's not their fault, they can't do anything about it. You know, just okay.
Yeah, and I'd just also like to say, you and I are extremely lucky because we have got each other to help each other.
Yeah.
Because I help you with things that you struggle with as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
and Teresa helps me unbelievably, and you know, but we do appreciate that we talk to a lot of you guys, a lot of subscribers that are actually on their own,
Yes.
and they are suffering as much as I am, if not more, and you know, I even chat to people that's like got MS and they're really struggling. They're a single parent, like a single father or single mother, you know, with children.
Oh.
And we were on about this earlier today,
Yeah.
weren't we? And it's like, you know, they're suffering so badly with their health. They don't sleep because of pain, and then they've got rent to pay. They've got to go and do a job. You know, they've got to work, to earn some money, rent to pay. They can't get anything off the government. It's so difficult to get money out of everywhere. It's just, it must be so hard, and our hearts truly do go out to you guys. It really does, you know.
And especially the people that haven't got anybody to rely on.
No.
And the thing is, we really feel for these people. We're very
Empathic.
Empathic, that's it. Yes.
Try to be. Yeah.
And we listen to what people say,
Yes.
and we take it on board. And sometimes just thought that you've got someone that understands what you are saying and knows what you're going through, it does help.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, it's like a form of healing, isn't it?
It is. It is.
You know, to absolutely right there. It's like there's so many people contact me, not only over on comments, contact us, not only in comments, but you know, email, all the different types of ways you can communicate these days. You know, Facebook Messenger, everything, and they sort of say, you know, just the fact that me, going through exactly the same. People say, you're like exactly the same as me.
Yeah, they do.
All your symptoms, or you could be me, basically, because I'm suffering exactly the same way, and they haven't even got a diagnosis either. Whereas I'm kind of got a diagnosis now, probable. I've got a little probable, but. You know, but we just wanted you to know that we do think about you. Our hearts do go out to you, honestly. You know, we really do understand.
And we actually, I know we haven't met you guys, but we actually feel like we are really good friends with you.
Absolutely.
And it's like we may be a few miles away or a million miles away, but we're here. And it's like, you know, you're at the end of a typewriter keyboard. You know, not a typewriter.
Yeah, with the wonders of the internet.
Yeah.
You know, communication is so easy now.
Yeah.
You know, so that's really good.
Yes.
Well, I think this video must be at least 25 minutes because you've talked so much.
I think it's going to be about 5 hours, and I've spoke about 5 minutes.
Oh dear. So I think we're going to tie this one up.
Yes.
And yeah, sorry it's been so long since the video, but we've not really had anything to talk about, and we wanted to wait until my appointment that's just happened in January to sort of chat about that.
Yes.
And sort of, you know, got something to report to you guys. So
Yeah.
I know we've digressed a lot, but we tend to always do that.
Yes.
That's the wife, that is. You don't get me talking a lot. No.
I'll knock you out with me bracelets.
Righto guys, anyway, if you did make it to the end of this video, we would like to thank you very, very much. And if you enjoyed listening to us waffle, please hit that like button. But more importantly, I'm going to ask again, would you mind subscribing? That would be very, very much appreciated by both of us.
Yes.
And not forgetting to hit that bell notification so you'll see when we release a new video.
Yes.
And I've no idea what the next one's going to be.
No, but
we are very much active on the channel.
Yes.
Anybody comments, we always reply. And
admittedly, I'm not very good at answering comments.
yeah, but you do.
I do a couple. Please take care, and remember, you may be on your own in your house or flat or whatever, but we are always around, and so you're only physically alone because everybody's got everybody.
You can just so easily pick up your phone, pick up your tablet, go on your laptop,
and it's like we're not just here for each other.
No.
We've got our friends, all you guys out there, and we appreciate you.
Absolutely, we do. Yeah. And on that note, we are going to bid you farewell.
Yes.
Until next time.
Yes.
Bye bye for now.
Bye.
See you guys.